Today we're diving into a topic that's as sneaky as my dog is when he's stolen a piece of steak off the counter. Declinism. Now, I know. It sounds like one of those fancy words your grandkid might use to win a spelling bee, but bear with me. It's something we all experience. Whether you're a spring chicken or you've been around long enough to remember when gas was 50 cents a gallon. Hey there! Friends, it's me again. It's Steve, your retired search and rescue pilot, call sign Fire Demon. Welcome back to Old Guy Insights, where we mix a little bit of wisdom with hopefully a little bit of humor sprinkled in and some life lessons on the way. So here's the deal. Declinism is this idea that everything is going downhill, that the past was the best and the future is just a dumpster fire waiting to happen. The kicker? Well, you might be suffering from it right now and not even know it. It's like a bad haircut. Everyone else can see it, but you think you're rocking it just fine. And I'm talking about you, Dave. Now, some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, old guy. Are you saying my feelings are wrong? No, not at all. I'm totally not saying that about you or your feelings. Heck, I get misty-eyed just thinking about Saturday morning cartoons and when music had real lyrics. But here's the thing. Our memories are like that one friend who's always late to dinner. They show up late and they only catch half the story and always get it wrong. We unintentionally remember the good stuff and kind of gloss over the not so good stuff, like dial-up internet and hairstyles that needed a can of hairspray just to stay up. If we're going to make smart choices, we've got to challenge ourselves to look at the facts. Just because we remember something fondly doesn't mean it was all sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it was more like thunderstorms and stepping on a Lego in the dark. So here's a fun little example of declinism in action. If you subscribe to my channel right now and like the video and turn on the notification bell, I promise you that in a year you'll look back and think, man, that was the best decision I ever made. See what I did there? I made you think you'll love the past more than the present. Classic declinism. But seriously, hit the subscribe button. I need all the validation I can get at my age. All right, let's get a bit serious for a moment. Recently, someone told me they missed New York City in the 1980s. Now, I get it. The 80s had some charm and still had automats, and if you don't know what those were, look it up. New York City in the 1980s also had plenty of big hair, big music, big dreams. But let's look at the facts, friends. In 1985, New York City was basically like the Wild West with skyscrapers. Crime rates were through the roof. Violent crimes like murder and robbery were happening all the time, and you couldn't swing a cat without hitting a criminal. Not that I'm suggesting swinging cats is a good thing. Times Square wasn't the tourist hotspot it is now. It was more like a place where you kept one hand on your wallet and the other one on a can of mace. In fact, there were over 1,800 murders in 1985 alone. Now fast forward to 2022 and they were just under 300. That's a huge difference. If you're curious, I've got links in the description where you can check out these stats and facts for yourself. So, why do our minds pull this stupid trick on us? It's because our brains are like old mixtapes. Sure, they got some great hits, but they skip over the songs that didn't quite make the charts. We remember the good times, like backyard barbecues and not having to know what Wi-Fi meant. But we forget about the awkward family reunions and being completely pissed off when someone else picked up the other phone while you were online on your modem. Plus, the unknown future can be scary, like trying to cook a new recipe and ending up with a kitchen disaster that makes you wish you had just ordered pizza. And here's another thing. If you keep hearing that the past was better over and over and over again, hey, that's easy to believe. Kind of like when someone insists that dancing was better back in my day, and after a while you might start to think, they're right, even if you've never seen them dance. Well, that's how powerful repetition is, but here's my approach. I'm a actually guy. I love to dig into the facts, and I'm that annoying friend that says, well, actually, whenever someone starts getting all misty eyed about the past. I got a lot of actually friends too, and we might have different opinions, but that's what makes life interesting. It's okay to disagree as long as we're all aiming to get the facts straight. It's like in the cockpit. As a pilot, you don't make assumptions if you want to avoid crashing. Same goes for life. Don't make assumptions based on nostalgia, or you might end up with some pretty wonky ideas. And when you're out there researching, remember that opinions are not facts. Always look for factual sources and don't believe every idiot on the internet, like me. Ultimately, it's about being brave enough to admit when you might be wrong. If you're not into that, no worries. Just keep on keeping on and let the misperceptions roll. You know, it's like a friend always said to me, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. But if you want to make good decisions, you've got to dig deeper. So the next time you're feeling like the world is going down the drain or you're getting all teary-eyed about the good old days, take a second to ask yourself, am I falling into that Declinism trap? Do some research, check the facts, and remember it's never as simple as it seems. We can love the past without letting it cloud our view of the present or the future. If you like this video, which I'm sure you did, and you want to learn even more, check out these videos. I got one right here for you that you'll love. It's packed with more information and insights that will definitely help you expand your mind. So it's time to say goodbye, as I always used to say, to air traffic control when they transferred me to the next sector. See ya!